Okay. So in the last session, we started with the application of first law of thermodynamics to various devices. We started with water turbine. We derived the steady flow energy equation for water turbine. Then we went for gas turbine. Next, centrifugal water pump, centrifugal compressor for moderate pressure and large amount of air. When requirement is of large amount of compressed air at moderate pressure, not so high, then we can go for centrifugal compressor. And when the pressure range required is quite high, then we need to go for reciprocating compressor. But here the
सर
yes, Pratik.
सर ते रेसिप्रोकेटिंग कंप्रेसर मध्ये कायनेटिक एनर्जी 0 असतं.
Yeah. Why we are taking kinetic energy 0 in case of reciprocating compressor is, let me get the pen so that I can explain it in a better way. Okay. So this is the inlet wall. This is outlet wall. So what will happen initially, this is the piston, right? So piston will be at this position. This position is called as top dead center or topmost position. And during the suction stroke in the sense, when air enters this compression chamber, then this piston will start moving from this top position to bottom position. And when it reaches the bottom position, this suction wall will get closed. This delivery wall will also closed for certain period of time, and piston will start moving from this bottommost position in vertically upward direction. So what will happen? There will be continuous reduction in available area. Air is going to remain, air amount of air is going to remain same because both the walls are closed. So air will get compressed, and when this piston reaches or approaches this topmost position, this delivery valve will open and the compressed air will be supplied for the application purpose. So during this process, the velocity of air at this position, this is our inlet, and velocity of air at this position, this is our outlet. The velocity over here and velocity over here, if I take this one as V1, as this is inlet, and if I take this one as V2, that is outlet, the difference between those two is very small. And as this difference is very small, we simply neglect the change in kinetic energy. There is change in kinetic energy, but that difference is very small. That's why we neglect that one. Is that fine, Pratik?
Yes sir, yes.
Okay. So after reciprocating compressor, we went for the boiler. The function of boiler is to converting water into steam by absorbing the heat generated from the combustion of fuel. Fuel may be of gaseous, solid, or of liquid type. The next device was condenser, and next one was evaporator. Now we know that this condenser and evaporator both are nothing but the heat exchangers used in refrigeration system, air conditioning system. The refrigerator that we have in our house is consisting of those two devices, evaporator as well as condenser. Evaporator is nothing but the tubing inside the refrigerator, and condenser is the tubing outside the refrigerator that we saw at the back of the refrigerator. That tubes are nothing but the condenser, and the tubes inside the refrigerator are nothing but the evaporator. The function of evaporator is absorbing heat from the food that we have kept in the refrigerator, whereas the function of condenser is to release that heat absorbed by the evaporator to the atmosphere. So both are going to be have similar function, but in case of evaporator, heat is going to be input to the system. It is going to absorb the heat. That's why you will get Q as a positive, whereas in case of condenser, it is going to lose heat to the atmosphere. So heat will be going out of the system. That's why in case of condenser, this Q is negative. That we can see over here. This Q is negative. That was the difference between condenser and evaporator. Remaining all other things are going to remain same. After that, we went for nozzle. The function of nozzle is when steam comes out of a boiler. The function of boiler is to converting water into steam. Now that steam has to be supplied to turbine so that the kinetic energy of that steam will be converted into mechanical energy through generator to be converted into electricity. So before providing that steam to turbine, its velocity has to be increased, and increasing of that velocity will be obtained by the nozzle. So steam will come from boiler and it will be supplied to the turbine. So the function of nozzle is increasing the velocity of the fluid. Next device was throttling device. As I said, the function of throttling device is to measure the dryness fraction of the steam. Dryness fraction in the sense, the amount of moisture contained in this steam. As we know, when water is heated, it starts converting into steam. When it start boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, it will start converting into steam. But initially, that steam will not be in a dry state. It will have some amount of moisture in it, and the amount of moisture is indicated with the help of dryness fraction. And to measure that dryness fraction, this device will be used. And for this one, enthalpy at inlet is going to be equal to enthalpy at outlet, or this process or throttling process is also called as constant enthalpy process. Here we can see that H1 is equal to H2. So these much devices we have seen in the last session, last time prior to that session. Now we are going to begin with numericals. Now, instead of following the way that we saw numericals in the unit number 1 or unit number 2 also, the numericals based on first law of thermodynamics, that is Q is equal to delta U plus W. Now we are going to use some different approach. So for that one, now I am going to stop sharing from here. Now what you are supposed to do, in the participant list of participant, you can find my name at 2 places. You need to open the list of participants. You can find Baba Sahib Shinde at 2 different places, and you need to switch to that another one. Once you switch to that another one, get this video to be stopped. तर सर्वांनी नोटबुक रेडी ठेवायचे. मी पहिलं स्टेटमेंट डिक्टेट करेल, ते स्टेटमेंट लिहून घ्यायचंय आणि परत माझ्याबरोबर न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व्ह करायचंय. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट रायटिंग द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ न्यूमेरिकल. In a gas turbine, in a gas turbine unit, the gases flow through a turbine is 15 kg per second. In a gas turbine unit, the gases flow through a turbine is 15 kg per second, and the power developed by turbine is 12,000 kilowatt, and the power developed by turbine is 12,000 kilowatt. Full stop. The enthalpies of gases at inlet and outlet, the enthalpies of gases at inlet and outlet are 1260 kilojoules per kg and 400 kilojoules per kg respectively. The enthalpies of gases at inlet and outlet are 1260 kilojoules per kg and 400 kilojoules per kg respectively, and velocity of gas at inlet and outlet, and the velocity of gas at inlet and outlet is 50 meter per second, 50 meter per second and 110 meter per second respectively, and the velocities of gas at inlet and outlet is 50 meter per second and 110 meter per second respectively. Calculate first one, rate at which heat is rejected the rate at which heat is rejected, and second one, the area of inlet pipe if specific volume of gases at inlet is 0.45 meter cube per kg. Second one, the area of inlet pipe if specific volume of gases at inlet is 0.45 meter cube per kg. All of you are done with the statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
let's begin with the solution now. Now, whenever you are starting with the solution, you are supposed to read the statement carefully and note down the given data. Okay, that is the conventional thing that we follow. So let's begin with the statement. So basically, there is one gas turbine. So now we know which device is there. Why we need to identify the device? Because till last session, we have seen 9 devices. We have derived steady flow energy equations for all those devices, and we are going to use that equation by identifying the device. So here we are dealing with the gas turbine. So now it is clear that we need to use steady flow energy equation that we have derived for gas turbine. So next, in a gas turbine unit, the gases flow through turbine. The rate is 15 kg per second. So first thing given is mass flow rate m dot is equal to 15 kg per second. So that is the first input. Next, and the power developed by turbine is 12,000 kilowatt. So they have given us work output of the device. So power, or that is also called as work output, is 12,000 kilowatt. Now this kilowatt has to be converted into some other unit. Before have that conversion, let's enlist the given data first. So power is 12,000 kilowatt. Additionally, the enthalpies of gases at inlet and outlet are. So they have given us enthalpy for inlet and outlet also. So this is for inlet. So this is our H1, and this is for outlet. So this is our H2. So H1 is equal to 1260 kilojoules per kg, and H2 is equal to 400 kilojoules per kg. So we are done with H1 and H2 also. Next, let me adjust the page a little bit. Okay. Next, the velocity of gas at inlet and outlet is, they have given velocity at inlet and outlet also. So velocity is denoted by C. So inlet C1 is equal to 50 meter per second and outlet C2 is equal to 110 meter per second. And they have asked to calculate the rate at which heat is rejected. So we need to find Q. So we have been asked to calculate Q, that is first thing. And second, what they have asked to calculate, the area of inlet pipe if specific volume of gases is 0.45 meter cube per kg. We need to find A1. A1, that is inlet area of the inlet pipe. So we need to find this A1, and for that what input is given? They have given us small v1, specific volume for inlet. So small v1, that is 0.45 meter cube per kg. Okay, so this is the given data. Now we need to solve the numerical. Now before that, as I said, this power has to be converted into something else. So what is that something else? Now you need to remember this thing. For all the numerical, this conversion is going to be there. So you need to remember this one. Whenever there is either heat transfer rate or work transfer rate is given in terms of kilowatt. Kilowatt is nothing but kilojoules per second, right? Watt is nothing but joules per second, and kilowatt is there, so it will be kilojoules per second. So this kilojoules per second has to be converted into kilojoules per kg, because enthalpy is in kilojoules per kg. So we need to convert this kilowatt or kilojoules per second into kilojoules per kg. So to have that conversion, what you are supposed to follow, whenever you are converting kilowatt or kilojoules per second into kilojoules per kg, simply multiply it by simply divide it by mass flow rate. Now, why we need to divide it by mass flow rate? The unit of mass flow rate is kg per second. So this second will get cancelled, and you will get the unit in kilojoules per kg, right? So to convert this kilojoules per second into kilojoules per kg, divided by mass flow rate. And in the end, if you need to convert this kilojoules per kg into kilojoules per second, in that case, what we need to do, if we are dividing this one,
multiply by m.
exactly, we need to multiply it by mass flow rate. Okay, so remember this thing, we are going to use it very often. So if you have any doubt in this conversion, let me know. Or even while solving numerical, if you get confused in this conversion, you can freely ask to me. Okay, so here we need to convert this 12,000 into kilojoules per kg. So we are going to divide this one by mass flow rate, that is 15. So this P will be converted into W by 12,000 divided by mass flow rate is 15. So tell me what is this ratio, 12,000 by 50? What we get in terms of
800.
kilojoules per kg? 800. Okay. So now work transfer rate is also in kilojoules per kg. This is also kilojoules per kg. This is also kilojoules per kg. This is also kilojoules per kg. Okay. So now let's write the steady flow energy equation for the given device. We are dealing with gas turbine. So can any one of you tell me the steady flow energy equation for gas turbine? Yes,
H1 plus
H1 plus
C1 square by 2 minus Q
minus Q is equal to
equals to H2 plus C2 square
H2
by
plus
2
C2 square by 2 plus,
plus W.
very good. So this is the steady flow energy equation for gas turbine. Now let's put the given data in this equation. Now before putting that data in this equation, you need to remember that this one is in terms of kilos, this one in terms of kilos, this one in terms of kilos, but velocity is in terms of meters. So this one has to be converted into kilometers per second. This one also has to be converted into kilometers per second. So can one of you, any one of you tell me how to convert this 50 meter per second into 50 kilometers per second?
Divide by 1000.
Very good. 50 into 10 raised to minus 3, right? So into 10 raised to minus 3, in this sense, I need to divide this by 1000. I need to divide this by 1000. So instead of meter per second, now it will become kilometers per second. Okay. So once you have converted into kilometers per second, now let's put all the things in this equation. Now what is H1? 1260 plus C1 is 50 square by 2 into 1000 minus what is Q? Okay, that Q is unknown, that we need to calculate, is equal to H2 is 400 plus C2 is 110 square by 2 into 1000 plus what we get the W, where we converted that one, 12,000 divided by 15. We converted
800.
the same one, yes, over here. So that is 800. So take out the calculator. In this equation, you just need to find Q. So what is Q? Yes, what is Q? प्रतीक झालं सॉल्व करून?
सर एक
ऋषिकेश,
मिनिट.
ऋषिकेश, अभय, उमेश, उमेश
Yes, sir.
किती आला आन्सर?
Sir, follow me.
सर minus 55.2.
व्हेरी गुड. -55. हे मायनस ठेवल्यानंतर पण हे मायनस आलं?
हो सर.
-55.2 kilojoules per kg. Okay, negative sign indicates that heat is going out of the system. So now this kilojoules per kg has to be converted into kilojoules per second or kilowatt. And for that one, what we need to do, this 55.2, काय करावं लागेल प्रतीक? I need to convert kilojoules per kg into
हाँ.
kilojoules per second. For that reverse
मल्टीप्लाई करो.
multiply, exactly. For that reverse conversion, what we did, we divided it by mass flow rate. So now we need to multiply it by mass flow rate, and mass flow rate is 15 kg per second. So multiply it by 15. So answer will be 828 kilojoules per second or kilowatt. See if all of you have got the same answer. If anybody has any difficulty getting this answer, feel free to ask so that we can discuss it further.
सर ते 1 मिनिट पेज.
दिसतंय?
हो सर. सर ते क्यूला कन्वर्ट केलं ते रेट काढायचं आहे म्हणून केलं.
येस, एक्झॅक्टली. आपल्याला त्यांनी रेट विचारले. आपल्याला जर अमाऊंट विचारलं असतं तर आपण हे सांगितलं असतं किलोजूल्स पर केजी. पण आपल्याला रेट विचारल्यामुळे आपल्याला हे पर सेकंड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं आहे. Umesh, you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Anybody there who is facing difficulty getting the answer? Narayan? Narayan,
Yes, sir.
what is answer?
55.2.
Kilojoules per kg.
Yes, sir.
You converted it into kilojoules per second.
Multiply by 15.
Yes. So you got 828 kilojoules per second or kilowatt, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are done with first part. Now we need to go for the second one. What they have asked second to calculate us? The area of inlet pipe. So we need to find this A1, and for that one, what is the additional input? They have told that the specific volume of gases at inlet is 0.45 meter cube per kg. So they have given this small V1 and we need to find this small A1. So for that one, we have seen one additional relation for mass flow rate. What is the additional relation that we saw for the mass flow rate? For mass flow rate, m dot is equal to, it is product of velocity into area divided by specific volume, right? This relation we have seen for the mass flow rate. Now here we need to find this A. So additionally, what will be required? Mass flow rate, that is given, specific volume, that is also given, and velocity, that is also given. All these things for the inlet, right? So we need to find A1. Here I have written capital A. You can use capital A or small a also. So A1 is equal to mass flow rate into specific volume, this will be shifted to the left, divided by C1. So A1 is equal to mass flow rate into specific volume at inlet V1 divided by velocity at inlet C1. So put the values. (15 into 0.45 divided by 50). So that will be meter square. Put all these things in the calculator and let me know the answer. That is area of inlet and unit is going to be meter square.
0.135.
0.135 meter square will be the area of inlet pipe or cross-sectional area of inlet pipe. Everyone got this answer? Everyone done with the answer? Let me know so that we could move to the another numerical. Samadhan.
Yes, sir.
मिळाला क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया A1 चा आन्सर.
Oh, sir, 0.135.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with the second numerical. Note down the statement. In an air compressor, in an air compressor, air flows steadily. In an air compressor, air flows steadily at a rate of 0.5 kg per second. At a rate of 0.5 kg per second, full stop. It enters the compressor. It enters the compressor at 6 meter per second. It enters the compressor at 6 meters per second with pressure of 1 bar. With pressure of 1 bar. And specific volume of 0.85 meter cube per kg. 0.85 meter cube per kg. And it leaves at 5 meter per second, and it leaves at 5 meter per second with a pressure of 7 bar, with a pressure of 7 bar and specific volume of 0.16 meter cube per kg, and specific volume of 0.16 meter cube per kg. Full stop. The internal energy of air leaving is 90 kilojoules per kg. The internal energy of air leaving is 90 kilojoules per kg, greater than that of entering air. The internal energy of air leaving is 90 kilojoules per kg, greater than that of entering air. Full stop. Cooling water, full stop. Cooling water in a jacket, surrounding the cylinder The cooling water in a jacket surrounding the cylinder absorbs heat from air absorbs heat from air at a rate of 60 kilojoules per second. At a rate of 60 kilojoules per second. Full stop. Calculate first one. Power required to drive the compressor. First one, power required to drive the compressor. And second one, the inlet and outlet cross sectional area. Second one, the inlet and outlet cross sectional area. So these two things we need to find. I hope all of you are done with writing this statement of numerical. Anybody running behind? Or should I begin with the solution? Pratik, should I begin with the solution?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's begin with reading this statement and note down the given data. So here, the first thing that we need to identify is the device so that we can apply steady flow energy equation. So as you start reading this statement, you will get that the device is now air compressor, right? So, but there are two air compressors. One is centrifugal air compressor where kinetic energy is considered, and another is reciprocating compressor where kinetic energy is neglected, right? So out of that, centrifugal air compressor and reciprocating air compressor, which has to be used, right? That should be the first query. So to get the answer of that query, just start reading further. Once you start reading further, you will get that whether it is reciprocating compressor or centrifugal compressor. Okay. So in an air compressor, air flows steadily at a rate of 0.5 kg per second. So first thing given is mass flow rate m dot is equal to 0.5 kg per second. So that is first input, full stop. It enters the compressor at 6 meter per second and pressure of 1 bar. Now it is clear, right? As they have given velocity of air entering the system, then it is clear that it is not a reciprocating compressor, right? Because now we are supposed to consider kinetic energy. Okay, so this is now centrifugal compressor. So what is the next input? It enters the compressor at 6 meter per second and pressure of 1 bar. So they have given C1 is equal to 6 meter per second and P1 is equal to 1 bar. Additionally, what they have given a specific volume of 0.85 meter cube per kg. That is also for the entry of the fluid. So this is going to be small v1 and that is 0.85 meter cube per kg. Okay, so that is for inlet. Now, and it leaves, so this is for exit at 5 meter per second. So C2 is equal to 5 meter per second, pressure 7 bar, so P2 is equal to 7 bar, and they have given specific volume also, that is small v2 is equal to 0.16 meter cube per kg. Okay, next, the internal energy of air. So they have given internal energy also, that is denoted by small u. So internal energy of air, but they don't have given the u1 and u2, but they have given the internal energy of air leaving is 90 kilojoules per kg, greater than that of air entering. So what they have given, the internal energy of air leaving, that is u2, is 90 kilojoules per kg, greater than that of entering. So u2 minus u1 is equal to 90 kilojoules per kg, right? They have given us the difference between internal energy of the fluid leaving and entering. Leaving is greater by 90 kilojoules per kg than entering. So u2 minus u1 is equal to 90 kilojoules per kg. Next, cooling water in a jacket surrounding the cylinder absorbs heat from air at a rate of 60 kilojoules per kg. So they also have given Q is equal to 60 kilojoules per, not kg, 60 kilojoules per second. So this one has to be converted into kilojoules per kg. So for that one, 60 divided by mass flow rate is 0.5, and that will be kilojoules per kg. I'm not solving that one, that is quite easier one. Q is going to be equal to 120 kilojoules per kg, right?
So they minus 16.
Exactly. I was going to ask this one as a query. Okay, very good. That is minus. Okay, but still, those who hasn't got why this is minus, just read the statement again. The cooling water in a jacket surrounding the cylinder absorbs heat from air. The word is absorb. So absorb means entry, right? But that is not entry in the system. Our system is compressor, and the compressed air is going to be stored in the cylinder that is surrounded by jacket that contains water, right? So the heat absorbed by water in a jacket is nothing but heat lost by the air compressor or cylinder of the air compressor. So this is going to be minus 60 kilojoules per second, or this is minus 120 kilojoules per kg. Okay, is it clear to everyone, or anybody has got any doubt in this one? If you have any query, let me know, so that I would explain it in further details. Or is it fine?
Sir, but it in formula of reciprocating compressor already minus Q is there.
Yeah, that is fine. Actually, when you are there is going to be two methods, right? First one, when you are writing this equation like h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus q is equal to h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus w, right? Even you can keep it plus, or even you can keep it minus also. On solving the equation, this q is going to be either plus or minus, right? You need not to worry about this sign. If you are getting minus sign, just write is plus and mention that heat is lost by the system. And if you keep it negative itself, you don't need to mention this heat loss. Negative itself indicates that heat is going to lost by the system, or heat is going out of the system, right? So you need not to worry about whether you are getting it plus or minus. If you get plus, mention that heat lost by the system is this one. If you get negative, even if you get negative, you can make it plus and write that heat lost by the system is this much. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, do we need to change anything? Yes. Now, before writing the equation and putting the values, the pressure is in terms of bar. P1 is 1 bar, P2 is 7 bar. So, what is mean by 1 bar? I need to convert it into kilopascal. How to convert this bar into kilopascal? 1 bar is equal to
10 raised to 5
10 raised
Pascal.
to 5 Pascal, right? And I need to convert it into kilopascal. So I need to divide this one by 1000, right? So 1 into 10 raised to 5 by 1000. Similarly, 7 into 10 raised to 5 by 1000. And this is going to be kilopascal. This is going to be kilopascal. Okay. Anything else need to be converted into? Yes, this velocity. So this is going to be divided by 1000, and that will become kilometer per second. What is C2? Yes, 5 meter per second. So divided by 1000, and that will again become kilometer per second. So can you tell me the relation for centrifugal compressor? A steady flow energy equation for centrifugal compressor.
H1 plus
H1 plus
1 plus C1 square by 2 minus Q.
just a minute. H1 plus C1 square by 2
minus Q.
minus Q is equal to H2 plus
H2 plus C2 square by 2
plus W.
minus W.
Very good, because this is work consuming device. Okay. Now there is certain modifications to be done to this equation. Now if you look at the given data, they have given us difference between internal energy, and they have given pressure as well as volume. So instead of putting this H directly, I need to use H is equal to U plus P. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Pratik? Okay. So the modified relation will become U1 plus C1 square by 2 plus P1 V1 plus or minus Q. Don't get confused in this one. U2 plus C2 square by 2 plus P2 V2 minus W, or for time being keep this one positive only. Let's see what answer we get, whether we are going to get positive or negative. Keep it positive only. Okay, so now in this equation put the values and try to get the answer. Let me arrange the page. Okay. So U1 is there, U2 is there, but they have given us U2 minus U1. So shift this U1 to the right side. Remaining things are C1 square by 2. What is C1? 6 square by 2 into 1000 plus what is Q? Minus 120 plus P1 into V1 10 raised to 5 by 1000 into what is V1 0.85 is equal to U2 minus U1 is 90. So I'll put that 90 as it is, plus C2 square by 2. What is C2? I think I committed some mistake. No, 6, 5. Okay, that is correct. 5 square by 2 into 1000 plus what is P2? 7 into 10 raised to 5 by 1000 into what is V2? 0.16 plus W as it is. This is the unknown that we need to find. So all the input is now included in the equation. So solve this one and let me know the value of W, that is going to be in terms of kilojoules per kg. Solve this one and let me know the answer. Anybody got the answer?
minus 237.
Very good. So W is minus 237 point something, Pratik, or exactly 237?
हाँ सर पॉइंट नहीं है एग्जैक्टली.
Okay, so W is minus 237 kilojoules per kg. To convert it into kilojoules per second, minus 237 into mass flow rate. What is mass flow rate? 0.5. The mass flow rate is 0.5. So we need to multiply it by mass flow rate, that is 0.5. So this is going to be kilojoules per second or kilowatt. किती येतं हे प्रतीक? 237 into 0.5. So half of 237 is
118.5.
118.5 kilojoules per second. Now I don't need to mention negative over here. I can say that work required to run the compressor is equal to 118.5 kilojoules per second. Okay. our meeting is going to end in 1 minute, and we need to find A1 and A2, that is area of inlet and area of outlet. And to find that one, what relation we are going to use? Mass flow rate. Mass flow rate is equal to CA by V. This is general relation. If I write this for A1 and A2, this is going to be equal to C1 A1 by V1 is equal to C2 A2 by V2. So compare this one, get A1, compare this one, get A2, and in the next session tell me the answer of A1 and A2. That is going to be in terms of meter square. Okay, meeting is going to be end within few seconds.